Good afternoon, Colin here with Techout, and today we're going to be talking about iPadOS 16. And I was going to be doing like a follow-up video of all the stuff I found in iPadOS 16, but there's really nothing else to report. I haven't really run into any bugs or found any, groundbreaking new features or anything, and that's really because there aren't any. iPadOS 16 is severely lacking in the upgrade department. Unless you have an M1 iPad Pro, which this is, then you really aren't getting any kind of software update. To use the external display support that iPadOS 16 introduced with the extending the display and not just mirroring it, you have to have an M1 iPad Pro or M1 iPad. It does work with the M1 Air as well. And to use Stage Manager, you have to have an M1 iPad as well. So all that does is make it so you can do multi-windows over here, and you can drag another window out here, and you can run two apps at the same time side by side. And they do have resizable windows, so you can resize the apps. But if you're on the iPad screen, it's kind of hard because there's not too much room, so it does block the other app. But you can switch between them, and they both remain active windows. So that is somewhat cool, but I find I use it more on the Mac than I do the iPad, again just because of the screen real estate. You can go in here to display settings, and there is one more option now for changing your display resolution for more space. Again, that is limited to the M1 iPad Pro. And then the 12.9-inch Pro does have a reference mode for the display, so you can turn that on and have more accurate colors for doing color grading and stuff like that, and photo editing and all that kind of stuff. That's pretty much all we get in iPadOS 16. The lock screen is the same. You do have a different clock format. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see with that light reflecting. The clock format is the same, and you cannot do any kind of changing on the home screen like you can on iOS 16. So iPadOS 16 definitely severely lacking. We didn't get any Pro apps once again. They talk about all this Pro hardware and desktop class stuff, but they still have yet to bring over any sort of Pro apps like Final Cut, Motion, any kind of that stuff to the iPad Pro, which even if they limited that to the M1 iPads, that would be understandable, but they still haven't brought it over yet at all. Hopefully with all this, hardware talk and desktop class stuff that they updated in the background to the M1 iPads, that maybe we'll see that eventually. Maybe we'll just see that as like an app update kind of thing, but so far in iPadOS at WWDC, we did not get any of that kind of stuff. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below, and as always, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and have a great day.